Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. This one's with the CLK. So basically the other day I went to go put the top down and it was moving kind of slow. I could tell it was low on fluid, so I got a little bit more fluid to fill up the reservoir with, and I did actually locate the leak. I have some stuff here, but it's leaking out of this corner, so that pretty much tells me it's the one of the rams for the case, and being on the passenger side, we know it's the passenger side ram, which is good news. It's harder to get to the two main lift cylinders on each side that are kind of up in this area. You know, it's a little bit easier to get to the tonneau cover lifts, or as they're referred to, the case cover lifts, which I guess makes sense because if you figure that the roof folds into that space, it kind of is a case for it. So anyway, this was pretty simple for me to diagnose. I knew which ram it was, pretty much just based on the location where the oil was leaking from. To confirm, I did refill the fluid and cycled the top, and I could see oil just absolutely gushing out right in this area right through here. So you know, that's bad. There's numerous seals in these rams. There's seals around the lines. The lines are good, so we know that it's coming from that area, specifically right up here. If it was from down here, it would be something different, but it's not going to get up that high. Excuse me. Also, it's nice and dry up here, so we know it's not coming from the top. So to get access to this, you'll just lift, you know, this back, and then there's a series of clips around the upholstery. Here's the piece that goes in. You can see there's this this insert here, which goes kind of into this space. Zoom out here a bit, if I can. Anyway, then there's some clips around the top and around the bottom, 3 or 4 in total. So I've just kind of moved that aside, and then that gets us in here to the ram. These aren't actually too bad, or at least it doesn't look like it, but it is going to be a little hard to film. This is basically a pin that slides through the mounting to the body. On the other side, there's going to be a clip. It's probably going to be similar to the clips for the, you know, it's kind of the same concept as this, where it just holds the pin from moving back and forth, or in the case of this, it holds the hose in place. There's a hose down here at the bottom, and then also one up at the top, right up in here, and then there's another mounting point up in this area here. So from what I've been looking at, I think we should remove the lower mounting first, then the upper, and then that should kind of pull aside, and we'll move the hoses. By the way, the goal here is to get this cylinder out. I'm not buying new cylinders from Mercedes. It's very expensive. They don't use the best seals. There's a lot better ones aftermarket, so I'm going to be sending these off to be rebuilt. And also, with that out of the way, I'm also going to clean up some things here. There's a little bit of oil down in this section, so I'm going to try to dry all that up. I don't want it dripping on the driveway, and you know, I just want to clean up the mess from it. So I'm going to try to remove these pins first. They should just pry out. We'll look at it then, and then we'll hopefully remove the hoses and get it ready to send off to be rebuilt. I've removed the clip from the back of the pin, and it just slides over, so you can see right there. Okay, so that comes off the back of this. So if you just go ahead and pull this out, that should just pull right out. All right, so we'll just kind of let that dangle here. To get to the upper one, if you lift this up and you look up inside, there's where the top mounting is. This piece right here just slides out of a small hook, so we'll move that aside. And then this should push to the back, or towards the front of the vehicle, I should say. Okay, up like that, and then this pin should also pull directly out. So that's it there. Its retainer just simply secures around the cylinder itself. And while we're at it, if you look back in this small gap right here, you can see the main lift cylinders there. So those look dry. The ones on the other side look dry. So, you know, I'm sure we'll end up doing those soon, but not today anyways. All right, now with the cylinder loose, if we push forward here, it should move out of the way. Okay, and there goes the cylinder there. Pardon my stuff here. I had stuff in the trunk, and I had stuff for working on this and other projects, and then there it is. But anyway, so there's that, and you can see it's all wet and oily there, leaking down from the top. So that's, I guess that it's possible that that's not all of the leak, but that's most of it. So the next thing is just to remove these clips here. I think I'm going to use these vice grips and just kind of pull those out. So let me stop the video and try that, and we'll pick it up. So we'll just pick this back up here. I've got the upper hose removed and the lower one still in place, but these are the clips right here, and they just slide through this piece right here, and you'll see that there's a slot on it, so you can't really line it up the wrong way. And I just used these vice grips, which pulled everything out really well. So we'll just loosen those. So you'll have your upper clip, your lower clip, and then these two retaining clips for the hoses. And then once those are out, the hoses will just simply pull right out. Be ready for a little bit of fluid to leak. I have some rags here. I've also labeled these lines upper and lower. They are also lines 33 and 34, 34 being the lower, 33 being the upper. So if you use this video as a reference, I guess you won't get it confused, but I'm labeling them because that's just what I do. So I've got this moving blanket in back here. I've got the rags here and everything. So once I cut the video off, I'll just make sure that these are both secured in a place that they'll drip, and naturally don't cycle the top. Now the only other thing you want to do is I would hold this entire assembly, especially, you know, be mindful of the two ports here, over like an oil catch can or something, and you'll want to just you know, pull. Well, we'll just show it. Let me just do that, because you want to get the oil out of the cylinder before you return it. So I'll just pick it up here again in a second. All right, well, I'm kind of set up for this, but basically I just want to note that you need to, you'll want to clean up the lines and put some tape over them to keep some dirt from getting in while they're in the car there. But basically you'll have the ram here, and you want to kind of point these towards the collection container that you're going to have. And then what I'm doing, by the way, you're going to get oil all over you for this, but and well, for the whole job really, especially probably this part. I'm just going to put the screwdriver through the top, and then if you pull on this, it might be pretty tight, so we'll just see here, but it's probably going to spray oil. But I'm just pulling up on the top here. I've got oil coming out, and we'll run the ram back in. Okay, and we'll just try it again. This is really tough to pull. All right, no fluid that time. Everything here is nice and clean. It's in good shape. So, I mean, these cylinders are put through a lot. But anyway. All right, so I'm going to run the ram back in the whole way. Okay, and now it's ready to be sent off. I'll just probably wipe this up a little bit and clean it, but it's all ready to be sent off for rebuilding. All right, and there will be a part 2 of this video following once I get this one back. Thanks for watching.